who are these people that we are talking about who have an audacity to cut how we live and how we eat? Who are these people? Are they real people? Say, we're going to cut this, we're going to take this. Do they eat? Are they well off? They cannot be older adults and expect for us to exist and do this and do that. I would like to know who they are.
I love when my viewers are engaged in the comment section. So if you know a senior or you personally know a family that is struggling or suffering from the government shutdown, put your story in the comment section below. I'm Mrs. B Finesse of MillennialFinesseMindset.com, and welcome back to the channel. This is where finance meets real life, all right? Where we'll break down how money, politics, and the community collide together. So today, we're not just talking numbers, guys. We're talking about the soul of America's economy, right? The SNAP program, or what you would call food stamps, and how the 2025 government shutdown could mean hunger, lost farmland, and collapsing local economies. So just stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see why this fight isn't red or blue. It's human. Spoiler alert, scanning this might change your life. For more on life-changing merch, services, and everything to help you grow, all you have to do is scan the QR code and it'll take you to my website for more. Now, let's get back to the video. SNAP, or the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, helps over 41 million Americans every month. That's 12% of the country, guys. It's not a handout, it's a lifeline. Rural ranchers, single parents, veterans, and seniors all rely on it to keep food on the table. And for every dollar in SNAP benefits, $1.54 circulates back into local economies. That's instant stimulus. Think farmers markets, small town grocery stores, and truck drivers hauling food. SNAP dollars touch every part of the American food chain. Without it, that chain snaps. Literally. And here's something that'll surprise a lot of people. SNAP isn't dominated by people, quote unquote, not working. In fact, most recipients are families with kids, and many have at least one working adult in the household. 18% are seniors, 22% are people with disabilities, and 86% of all SNAP benefits go to households that include a child, senior, or disabled person. When it comes to demographics, SNAP doesn't belong to one community. About 38% are whites that receive SNAP, 26% are blacks, 16% are Hispanics, and 3% are Asian, and then another 2% are Native American. That's America. Every color, zip code, and faith. Pew Research says the South uses SNAP benefits the most, especially in Mississippi, West Virginia, and Louisiana, all largely Republican-led states. Meanwhile, blue states like California and New York have the highest overall uses because, obviously, their size. So when we talk SNAP, we're talking red state farmers and blue state urban families alike, both just trying to eat. Here's where things get grim. Because of the current government shutdown, millions of Americans can lose access to SNAP benefits by November if Congress doesn't act. The USDA has enough reserves to cover only 1 month of emergency payments. After that, the system just stops. What does that mean? Seriously, 42 million people with no food support? Grocery stores in small towns losing half their customers overnight? Food banks breaking under demand they can't sustain? And farmers, the very backbone of America's food supply, lose a major source of consumer spending. SNAP purchases at farmers markets have surged 431% since 2014, giving small farmers steady income. Guess what? No benefits means no buyers. That ripple spreads fast through truck lines, packing plants, and even rural banks that lend to producers. Now, here's a twist I bet you didn't think was coming. Congresswoman Marjorie Greene, one of the most outspoken conservatives in Washington, has now broken ranks with most of her party. This week, she publicly sided with the Democrats, calling the shutdown a, quote, self-inflicted wound against American families. I believe she took this stance because she actually has family members that need to use the Affordable Care Act for their health insurance. She also emphasized that food and health care are, quote, not weapons for political leverage. I would have to say I would agree with her this time. Guys, start the conversation in the comment section. Do you guys agree or disagree with Marjorie's stance? And she's not alone. A growing number of Republican lawmakers, especially from rural states like Alabama, Kentucky, and Nebraska, are saying the same thing. Why? Because their own constituents, hardworking, conservative families, are getting hurt first. This is no longer about political theory. It's about kids missing meals, farmers losing buyers, and clinics running out of Medicaid reimbursements. The shutdown doesn't just freeze SNAP, it also stops healthcare funding for millions under Medicaid and CHIP. Think about that. People who can't eat and can't afford to see their doctor. Many SNAP families are already one paycheck away from crisis. Without this safety net, hunger turns to medical emergencies, debt, and higher costs for everyone. Hospitals in rural areas, especially in Republican districts, are warning they may cut staff or services if the government doesn't reopen soon. So when leaders like Greene say, quote, this is bigger than politics, they're right. This affects every part of our human infrastructure. Picture this, a grandmother in Mississippi who stretches her SNAP card to buy milk and bread for her grandkids, and suddenly that card declines. A veteran in Kentucky who relies on SNAP for basics after losing work in a factory closure. A young single mom in Ohio working 2 jobs, whose kids get free lunch at school thanks to SNAP link programs, and now faces the possibility of hunger. Those aren't headlines. They're real Americans. The grocery shelves don't care if you voted Democrat or Republican. Hunger is hunger. Now here's where we turn fear into fuel. If you believe no American should go hungry during a political fight, there are 3 things you can do. Share this video to raise awareness because knowledge spreads faster than misinformation. Call your representative, whichever party you support, tell them keep SNAP and healthcare funded. Keep America fed. Support food banks and small farmers near you. Your dollars ripple back into the community for stability.
There is a lot of judgment around receiving benefits, people saying, get a job and your husband should be working more and all these things, but in reality, no matter how much we're working, it's still just not enough.
Marjorie Jackson is one of 3 million New Yorkers depending on the federal government to help pay for groceries.
Food stamps is really serious. It means a lot to a lot of people, especially me, because I'm disabled.
By hunger support, it gets those food resources right to families.
Nonprofits and food banks are here to fill in the gaps where government falls short, and this is more than short. This is devastating.
About 2.8 million Empire State residents rely on SNAP benefits.
Each month, she gets $358 in food stamps to feed a family of 4.
No matter how people look at
that
you,
program is supplemented by our tax dollars. Now, have you ever thought about what is the majority of those SNAP cards being spent on?
I can tell you what we spent it on. So when I was a child, we did not make much money and we needed help, which we are so grateful for our government being able to give us food stamps to allow us to have food so that we did not starve. I remember as a child walking through the grocery store and counting up every single item that my mom bought or that my mom put in the grocery cart because we'd kind of work together, and I would round up to make sure we did not run out of food stamps and we had enough food stamps for all of our food. Not only that, I also remember walking around the store until the people who would always give us dirty looks about using food stamp cards left the grocery store so we did not have to check out in front of them. With that being said, food stamps bought all of our necessities, our proteins, our carbohydrates, our vegetables, literally everything. And yeah, we did get snacks as well. Okay.
All right, guys, give me your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks for sharing. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Shout out to all the new subscribers, and thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, guys.